for the newlyweds, Laura and Steve, Mr. and Mrs. Spinks. Let's get ready to rumble. So
let's get ready to rumble.
I started off by saying good afternoon, everybody, but this has moved on quite a long time now. So it's now good evening. So good evening to all of you, and a very warm welcome to Dodford Manor. What a tremendous job they've done today. Tremendous job. So traditionally, the father of the bride does a speech. This is normally seen as a warm. A speech to be endured and not enjoyed. Well, I'm going to put a stop to that. I'm going to have some fun as well. Okay? So, first, it's my privilege to do the first speech, and it's been. I know it's Gareth and Stephen are really chomping at the bit to say a few words. I think they're going to stand on the chairs actually for their speeches, but they're really looking forward to it. So it's a privilege to stand up here today, and I'd really like you to indulge in me for a few hours as I get this speech out of the way, because it took me 10 minutes this morning to write it. So, okay, so indulge me for a few hours. First, on behalf of Lorraine and I really would like to welcome you all and thank you all for joining us today for this very special occasion. It's pretty heart-moving, I have to say. And it's to celebrate our marriage of our precious daughter Laura to Stephen. So that's what it's all about today for us, and that's the most important thing. So thank you for that. And I'm through here. They can hear them all through the mic. So anyway, breaking new tradition, and not wishing to steal Gareth's or Stephen's thunder, I wanted to thank a couple of people really who I've seen work so hard over the last sort of 14 months since Stephen proposed to Laura. And firstly, it's a bet for Lorraine. And Lorraine's not been ever so well for the last sort of few years, and she's put her life and soul into this, trust me. And that's been a marvellous job done.
Thank you.
And, Notwithstanding that, I have to say, it will be good to get my house back. It's been a wedding workshop and storage yard for the past 14 months, trust me. And that's done. The second one, and there's hundreds of people to thank, and that will be done by Gareth and Steve, I'm sure. But the other person I really want to thank from my heart is Gilly. And
oh, Gilly!
So Gilly did an incredible job with the seamstress work that she's done, and all the flowers that that she's prepared for the wedding, and from having the flowers delivered from Holland on Wednesday over to Staffordshire, and all prepared in the last sort of 48 hours, and to see what you've seen today, it's just a tremendous job. So brilliant job, Jill. Another toast. So,
let's get some raucousness.
Moving on to the serious stuff. First, I'd like to welcome Stephen into the family, the wider family, and of course Carol and Alan. That's really, and of course your extended family as well, which is really a privilege. So, thank you very much for today as well. Carol Allen, I have to say, you don't need me to tell you this, but Stephen's someone's really you need to be proud of. He's a special lad, yeah. And he said you weren't going to cry. So he's a special lad, and it's really great that you should be proud of yourself what you've done with him, yeah.
You ain't a bad one, are you?
He's done a lot to survive us lot for about 4 years, so trust me, he's done a great job. Right, I give that. Yeah, the only thing I'd like to say about him is the only problem I've got with him is a bloody Man United supporter. And
we're working on that.
When I first met him, he was kind of obsessed with them. Obsessed with Man United.
I did try and steer it.
Did you? Carol. Anyway, things can change. We'll work on that. He's already got a Spurs shirt, and he's already tapping up for tickets for Wembley next year. So you never know what might happen in the next year or so. So welcome on board, Steve. Thank you. Time to have a bit of fun now. And Stephen arrived on the scene in 2013, and it was our niece Gracie who spotted this strange name that appeared on Laura's phone. And the name, it was Stex. Who is Stex? Lorraine said there's a man called Stex on the scene. Of course, that was Steve. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I kind of thought he was a Russian. You know, working in defence and MI5. I was kind of a bit worried who this guy might be. So, I'll come on to that in a minute. So, notwithstanding that, Steve's managed to survive a couple of years living with Laura, which I'm pretty proud of him. He's done bloody well there. And it didn't take him very long to get used to the Burgess family humour. And I kind of recall one early visit to the barn in Brisley when Philly and Gilly were over, and there was still these echoes from Gracie. Who is this Stex guy? You know. So basically, we told Amy that Steve was a vicar, a man of the cloth. And in all good fun, yeah. And Stephen sort of was missing at the time we told Amy, and Amy said, "Oh, where is he? Uncle Dean, where is he then? If he's a vicar, where is he?" I said, "He's actually at Brisley Church, Amy, doing his Sunday worship for Easter. He's giving out Easter eggs to all the kids of Brisley. He's just a wonderful man." So Stephen come down the stairs and sort of cottoned on what was going on. And fair play to him, he played along with it. Poker face, straight as it was, dog collar on, the lot. and in doing that, I thought to him, you know what? He's used to us now, and he was with the family. That was for me a moment I realised he could live with the humour. And we do give a bit out, doing it all together. And fair play to him, he did a sterling job. So, naturally, as father of the bride, and I want the best for my princess. And thought, I've known Carol for a long time because we went to the same school, Great Whirly Eye, small world. So we were at Great Whirly Eye for quite a few years. So I thought, I need to do some checks on this guy. Who is this bloody Stex? Is he a Russian? Yeah. So, some of you might know, I work in sort of in security and defence, and spoke to some very, very, very high contacts in MI5 and GCHQ. And they said, have you ever heard of this guy, Stex Spinks? Stex Spinks is his name. And they were saying, you know what, Dean, we've never heard of this guy. He's never been on the face of the planet. We don't know where he's from. I said, well, I know his mum, Carol. I've known her for a few years. And maybe you could trace Carol back to where this Stex boy come from. So they carried on searching, they even rung Donald Trump. Still never found out who he was. So I have to say, you know, he must be a better man than I did in his past, than Harry Redknapp is, as I did in his transfer payoffs and tax receipts. Alright? So, on a serious thing, anyway, Steve, he's got everything. I hate him for that. He's got charm, he's got good looks, he loves Laura to bits, yeah, and quite honestly, you know, we both see how much he loves Laura, and that's the most important thing for us, and I really sincerely mean that. That's the most important thing for us. So thanks, Steve, for that, buddy. All right. That's the introduction finished.
I think you can.
Should I hold the first page?
No, I'm going to finish it. Now, I was prompted by Philly and Gareth to say there's some good stories about Stephen. Bus trips, football matches, nights out, rugby. I picked on him enough now, so I'm going to leave it alone, boys. He's done his bit. Right, so next chore for me is advice and words of wisdom for as father of the bride. And I'm supposed to offer some advice for these two guys as father of the bride. Well, there's a minefield to start off with. All I can say is marriage is about not finding the person that you want to live with. It's about finding the person you can't do without living with. Okay? So that's pretty important to remember that.
Taking us all on board.
You'll have good days, you'll have bad days. That's to say, obviously anything in life that'll happen. So you'll have good days and bad days. If you got each other, you got everything. Okay, that's really, really important. And you need to make each other number one in your own lives. If each of you are number one for each of you, again, that's the main thing for me. And if you really do that, you'll never go far wrong in life. Okay? Now, as a man, Steve, with 34 years marriage experience, unblemished, never a bad word in jest. A little bit of advice. Two pieces of advice to go away if you're share them in the room tonight what you need to do. First one is the most effective way to remember your wedding anniversary, which is today. Yeah. So 5th of May next year. Most effective way ever to remember it is forget it once. Trust me. And then the next thing is then whenever you're wrong, just a minute. So whenever you're right, what is your wrong? You're wrong before okay. Going on to Laura. So I'm extremely proud of my family, of what we do, who we are, and how we approach life and what we do. I really am, all my family. And today, I have to say, is probably one of the proudest moments of my life. All right, really, I've done a lot of things in life. This is one of the proudest. And probably likely today she was born when I walked down the aisle. All right, so that's how important it is. I'm so pleased that Laura inherited my genes. Oh, sorry, Lorraine's genes. Lorraine's genes, sorry. Can't believe I just said that. She's blossomed into this beautiful, determined young lady. She's intelligent, she's organised, she's caring. She's the most thoughtful person I know. And she's got a tremendous sense of humour when you get to know her. I've lots of stories about Laura, lots and lots of stories. In fact, I created a catalogue. And I had some really good ones which Lorraine wouldn't let me use. She said, you can't do that, you can't say this. So I kind of put them to one side. So, you know, why is she well organised? She's organised because Steve proposed, and from the moment she proposed, or Steve proposed, these pair were so much on the ball. This was thing almost bloody sorted before it was even thought about, you know. So they were sort of coming back before they'd gone forward. Really, it was pretty tremendous. And the only thing I contributed really was my wallet. And you know, today is a landmark for me, and I'm so glad to get back control of my financial situation. It's a big day for me, this, and I'm really going to enjoy that for the rest of my life. So, moving on with a couple of stories. And I picked a couple of clean ones. We had window incidents, we had step incidents, we had all sorts of things involve the kids as they were young. But I picked a couple of good ones I tried to make it have a bit of a fun about. So, love of animals is the first one that I had with Laura. I mean, even more recently she's been with Philly and Gilly and delivered cows and worked with sheep. And, you know, I'm never more amazed by someone how she can do what she's done. It's tremendous.
Even with these nails.
Even with the nails. But, so she's always had love of animals. We've had dogs, cats, pets, horses, guinea pigs, rabbits, fish, tortoises, yeah, chickens, you name it, guys. We've had it at our house. And Laura's been a big part of that as we've done it. And for years, Lorraine and I showed Bernese mountain dogs, and you probably saw me on the telly. I was at Crufts one year. Not many people know that, but I was in the final with the red coat on. I think they got me confused with the favourite actually, because I was flipping useless. But I got to the final somehow, and these pair were there watching me. So happy days. So Laura saw me working on that and said, "You know what, Dad? I think I could be a dog handler. I really could, Dad. You know, I want to go. I want to do this." So we took things seriously, and Lorraine was pretty up in the Bernese mountain dog Great Britain world, and we qualified for a massive show in Harrogate in Yorkshire, and in the final. And Laura said, "This is my chance. This is my chance. My claim to fame and to get to Crufts." Okay. So off she went. Now there was hundreds of people in this audience, and I mean hundreds of people. And tiered stands and in this ring, and Laura kicked off, and off she went. And our best dog was a little bitch called Lily, and she was lovely and very, very, very well behaved, really well behaved dog. And
Oh,
she started off ever so well, got through the first round, and got to the final. You know what? We thought, we've got a real star here. She's going to get to blooming Crufts. Nah, she's going to get to Crufts. So, in the ring, we're all there. Lorraine was there, encouraging him. Gaz was there, busy away, curling away with his pencils and crayons. Shouting away for what we wanted to do. And all of a sudden, Lily said, "You know what? I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this." And she would not move a muscle. She stood in the middle of the ring, and there was Laura in front of all these people cheering and, "Yeah, oh, come on you Spurs," all that sort of stuff. and she stood motionless. So Lorraine was there encouraging Lily with these bits of liver bites and all this sort of stuff. And the next thing, the dog took this bolt. The bolt you've never seen before in your life. And Laura was then dragged behind the dog, gripping onto this lead for grim death, straight round the ring in the full circle, and out the ring and out. Lorraine was very upset. I saw the funny side. Lorraine was very upset, and needless to say, we didn't qualify for Crufts. And she didn't even get a row set that year, but bless her. She blooming tried. She really tried. The next one, I'll keep it brief, the next one was driving lessons. And I always remember nearly killing my dad on a driving lesson in Loxridge once when I took him under a Pantechnic and come out between the trailer and the cab, but he survived, and he's still here today, so he's not been that harmed. So Laura decided at 17 she was going to start driving, and my little princess was going to become more independent, get to McDonald's on her own. So there were night shifts, yeah.
So I learnt my people skills.
So she went to McDonald's and in a learning car, and said to me, Dad, I need a few more lessons. I said, you know what, it can't be ever as bad as my dad. It can't be that bad. I was a dreadful learner. Laura won't be that bad. So that was the year from sort of Cannock Hayes area on now the Wimbleby Road, sort of up and down.
5 ways.
5 Ways Island. Yeah. So set off in Laura's new car. And
Ford KI.
So I said, Laura, you'll be all right. I've got every confidence in you. You're going to be a fine driver. So we kind of set along the way, and then as we approached the busy 5 Ways roundabout, I noticed this apprehension and nervousness with her. And then the sort of right foot hit the accelerator harder and harder. As we accelerated towards the island, I thought, there's cars on the Cannock Road coming towards us here, Duck, what are you going to do? I said, I'm not stopping, Dad. I'm not stopping, I'm going to beat them. So, as we approached the island, there was a bit of a mad panic. And to my horror, the car just stopped and stalled, and the next thing, Laura was in front of the car saying, I'm out of here, Dad. So I had to shimmy across into the driver's seat in front of all these cars beeping and papping their horns and shaking their fists in rush hour, saying, move that bloody Ford K out the way, will you? Which we did. But we survived, mate, didn't we?
Yeah.
We survived.
I had no clutch control.
Anyway, on to a serious note. Laura, we want you to know today how much we're very proud of you. You take everything in your stride. You've always got a fantastic attitude to life and everything we do. You've been a rock for me when Mum has been ill, and that's been good. And whether it's gaining your first class honours degree this year, which we're extremely proud of, or whether it's being a successful university business partner, travelling the world, which, you know, I've travelled UK a lot and I still get nervous going on a train. I don't know where I'm going. She jumps on planes to Dubai and the Middle East, and that's just fantastic, kid. And, absolutely. And that's with everybody. And even
I hate them flights.
Successfully, and Graham will like this bit, he's successfully sinking a few Jaeger bombs with the boys on a night out, which we'll be doing later. Yeah. So, absolutely. So, you know, from the day you're born, Laura, you've continued to fill my life with love, with laughter, wonderful memories, and I really couldn't be more proud of you today than how beautiful you've looked and what you've achieved. So, thanks very much for that, kid.
Thanks, Dad.
All right?
Mwah.
So, on that note, I thought it was pretty fitting that we had a bit of a fanfare for Laura and Steve. Yeah? Because it's very unusual for this to happen. And when we've had sort of good times, we've done it, and we've had bad times, we've done it.
Oh,
no. It's something that keeps me going.
Oh, no.
The guys know what I'm on about. So what I need is a bit of help. Firstly from Gareth, from Stephen. Stand up, please. Gareth, all the ushers. And then anybody who was on or associated with the stag do in Dublin, which was pretty special, yeah? Pretty special. So, what I want you to do, guys, and then we'll do a few renditions, then anybody who's old enough and wise enough to know this tune, I welcome them to join in as well. Yeah? And let's have a rave, okay? So.
Graham's ready!
So if you follow my lead after 3, please.
I'm gone. Clear your throats. Get ready.
After 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. See you.
I didn't even need the music.
Right. All that leaves me to say is Laura and Steve.
Gareth, switch it off.
Right, all it leaves me to say, Laura and Steve.
You shouldn't even have your phone out.
Dad told me to play the music.
You make a really marvellous couple. Right? You're singing to the sound. I think everybody in the room, most people in the room, people who come in last years and weeks have said that. You really do something with each other well. As individuals, you're both great. As a partnership, you're going to be awesome. Right? So, what we need to do really is stay completely upstanding and raise our glasses to
I have to stand up.
Laura and Laura and Steve. And I'm done. I'm done, thank you.
We are.
Why not?
Right, thank you, Dean, for all of your kind words. I knew your speech would be hard to follow. But if it was anything like Man United trying to chase Tottenham up the Premier League table this season, I knew deep down I'd be okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, it gives me great pleasure to say that on behalf of myself and my beautiful wife, we are over the moon to have so many people here spending our special day with us. We have people who have travelled from all over the country to be here today, including the Midlands, Chester, Manchester, and of course Norfolk, where I hear people have 6 fingers. No, seriously, it means the world to both of us that you've all made the effort to be here, although it will be a lot less stressful making this speech to an empty room. Anyway, you're all about to witness a unique event in the history of our marriage, the very first and last time that my new wife is going to let me speak on behalf of both of us.
Hey!
We're so thankful to share this day with so many of you, but unfortunately it's not possible to have everybody we love here with us today. We know that they not only in our thoughts, but more importantly they're forever with us in our hearts. So with them in mind, this brings us to my first toast. Would you all please be upstanding, raise your glasses and join me in a toast to absent friends and family. Absent friends and family.
Cheers.
Now, as you can all imagine, we've been planning this wedding for some time, and I'm using the term we loosely, as one of the main things about being a man is that these weddings just seem to organise themselves. But I'm sure you'll all agree that everybody who's been involved with making this day possible has done an absolutely fantastic job. We're truly in debt to every single one of you, as our day wouldn't have been possible without all of your hard work. I would just like to say a few thank yous, so please bear with me. Laura's Auntie Jilly. Your floristry skills are second to none. I really got no idea you managed looking so beautiful in such a short space of time. You've turned your hand to everything during the run-up to today, so to show us how much we appreciate what you've done, I'd like to ask you to come collect something from us.
Thank you, Auntie Julie.
Thank you.
You are our hero. Mwah. Thank you.
Sasha, I'd just like to thank you for holding it together and doing such a lovely reading in front of everybody today. Nan, Fran and Grandad Pete, thank you for your time and effort in making all the woodwork and bunting for us, which I'm sure everyone would agree looks great. Vicky and Erica, I just want to thank you for taking the time to show us your artistic side by painting all of the signs for us.
Yeah.
There's just a few others I'd like to mention. We've got Deb Stott, who's our lovely photographer and her assistant. There she is. Steve, who's right in front of me here, is our videographer for the day. Of course, the Dodford team, who have done an absolutely amazing job of dressing the room out and just organising everything in general, so thank you for them. And the Jenkinson's catering team as well, who have put on some absolutely brilliant food for us as well. There are undoubtedly other people who've helped us in one way or another, and we both want you all to know that your support, love and encouragement means the world to us. So with that said, this brings me to my next toast. Would you please raise your glasses and join me in a toast to all of the wedding helpers.
Thank you, wedding helpers.
Right, I just want to mention how lovely all of the ladies are looking today. But that being said, I want to mention 5 of you in particular: Laura's bridesmaids and flower girl.
Yes.
One's asleep.
You all look amazing, and I know Laura's appreciated you all being by her side during the run-up and of course today.
Hell yeah.
Thank you to Chief Bridesmaid Becky. Who organised a very civil hen party, so I heard. Even if a few did get carried away on Sambuca and start running around with their tops off. So to show you how much we appreciate everything, Beck, we'd like you to come collect something from us.
Come on, Rebecca. Thank you. Mwah.
Amy, Erica and Grace, our lovely bridesmaids, thank you all for your help during the run-up. And of course for supporting Laura through what I can imagine has been an emotional morning. If you all want to come and collect something from us as well to show our appreciation.
Yeah, Grace. Thank you, darling.
Alright.
Amy Smith. Thank you. I know, I'm trying to like. Mwah. Erica, ka. Mwah. Oh, is she awake?
And
No, she's
I was
not
looking
awake.
for our flower girl Esme, but I think she's asleep, isn't she? So basically I was going to say she's done a brilliant job of supporting her Auntie Laura today, and we're very proud of her, so I'm guessing, Sash, can you come and collect something on behalf of Esme? No, you can come, okay. Thank you. So, could everyone please raise your glasses and join me in a toast to all of the bridesmaids and the flower girl? Cheers. Cheers. So, as I said earlier, everybody looks fantastic today, and even the men don't scrub too bad either. However, I want to mention 3 guys in particular, the 3 very sharply dressed individuals that have ended up copying my outfit for the day. My ushers, Gareth, Gary and Dean. I just want to thank all three of you for being there when I've needed you, and for more importantly, getting me through my stag do. Wouldn't have been the same without all three of you being here next to me today. So to show you how much we appreciate everything, I just want you guys to come up and get something as well.
Cheers.
Gotta get the tips right. Harry.
Cheers, thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Mwah. My brother did a runner.
Another toast, but could everyone please raise your glasses and join me in a toast to the ushers?
They did a sterling job stealthing me in earlier.
Mums and dads are next. I'm going to start with Laura's mum and dad, Loz and Dean. I think traditionally I'm supposed to thank you both for officially welcoming me into your family. But it seems strange for me to do that today, as you both made me feel a part of the family for such a long time now. You both made me feel so welcome and very much at home for the very first time we met. And I'll be forever grateful for that, so thank you so much.
You're welcome. No problem. Just get that Spurs shirt on.
I will also, of course, be forever grateful for what an amazingly beautiful, strong and intelligent daughter you've raised and allowed me to marry. You heard us say our vows to each other today, and whilst these vows are between the two of us, they're also promises I make to you. I promise to protect, encourage and make Laura happy for the rest of our lives together. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of both of us for this amazing day. It wouldn't have been possible without your help. There is so much you've done to make this day extra special, and it's something we'll never forget. So we've got you both a little something to show you how much we appreciate everything you've done.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's just actually
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mwah.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you, Dad.
Thank you.
Well, they're my colour, aren't they?
Trying to guess the colour.
We'll get him in the car.
Thank you.
On to my mum and dad.
Thank you.
I think I'll start by saying that you both deserve a pat on the back. I mean, look how well you've done. Seriously, I can't even put into words how thankful I am for everything you do and have done for me. You've supported me through the good and bad times, and also through some noticeably dodgy hairstyles. Although I think I managed to avoid the dreaded bowl haircut, so thank you for that. You've both done so much in getting me to where I am today, and quite literally, although it's a horrible thought. I wouldn't be here today without you, or your love, support and guidance. You've also been so welcoming towards Laura, made her feel very much at home from the very first time you met her, which I'll be forever grateful for, so thank you so much. Nothing I can say can come close to how thankful we both are for helping us with our special day. So we've got you something special to show you how much we appreciate it as well.
Cheers, Vinko.
Thank you.
Little Jemima's bringing him. Bless the little
Girl.
box on.
Come on, Jemima.
I start them young. Come on, girls. Oh, here's your little helpers.
Well done, girls.
Well done.
Well done, Joanna.
Thank you, Evangeline. Thank you. Thanks, Laura. Mwah. No problem. Mwah.
So would everybody please join me in a toast to 4 fantastic people. Please raise your glasses and join us in a toast to our mums and dads.
Mummies and daddies.
Right, Laura.
Oh, God. As long as it's not about driving or horse riding.
When you walked down the aisle today, your beauty took my breath away. You look absolutely stunning. And I know everybody says it, but I really am the luckiest guy in the world. So one of the first times me and Laura met was quite a few years ago now. When Laura was in sixth form, she used to hang around with some of my mates, G, Rich, Chris, Vaughan, I think, and a few others. And I must have made a great impression on her because we didn't see each other again for at least 9 years. But when we did finally get back in touch with each other again, it was through the world famous dating website that is Facebook. So after playing it cool and sending a few messages back and forth, we exchanged numbers and Laura casually dropped the first text. So within the first few weeks, I stayed up practically all night texting Laura when she headed off to the airport on holiday with her mum and dad. And her mum last question who she was texting, Laura casually replied, "Just a friend, Mum." The cat was finally let out of the bag when Laura visited her mum and dad over in Norfolk. The whole family there included Phil, Joe, Amy, Erica and of course, Grace. Well, anybody who knows Grace knows that nothing gets past her without her revealing it in front of everybody. Grace got hold of Laura's phone and shouted, "Who's Stex?" Well, Laura had saved me on her phone as Steve with a kiss and X. And it was at this moment the nickname Stex was born, and it's stuck ever since, as Dean said. So when we finally got around to going on a date, I thought to myself, where the hell am I going driving all the way to Stoke from Cannock? And when I finally got there and found the house, I knocked the door and there she was. I got invited in and was told to sit down when Laura shot off upstairs, saying, "I'm not ready yet," which is a bit typical late Laura. I think I sat on the sofa looking around thinking, what on earth are these giant cow pictures looking at me? Which are obviously on the wall in our living room. For a good 10 to 15 minutes before Laura reappeared, and when we stepped outside I think Laura mentioned something about having a work van instead of a car. Well, unbeknown to her, this was the very van that would seal the deal later on that evening. So we eventually... We eventually got to a local pub called the Polite Vicar. This wasn't just any pub. This was a 2-for-1 pub with no expense spared for our first date. After a very enjoyable evening full of laughs, we left the pub and got back to the Murphy van. And it was at this point I decided to seal the deal by turning on the giant yellow light on the top of my van. Laura thought this was absolutely hilarious while driving home, and I think it's safe to say after this moment she was hooked. Laura, we're a team.
We are.
And you're my best friend.
I try to be.
The day goes by where we don't laugh. And they do say laughter is the key to happiness. So with that said, could everybody please stand and join me in the most important toast I'm ever going to make to my beautiful wife, Laura.
Yes.
Right, finally yet importantly, they say my good friend G looks like the Queen. And they also say that being the best man is like snogging the Queen. It's an honour, but nobody really wants to do it. I'm fortunate to have Gareth as best man. He's been brilliant from the very first time I asked him. And I must say he organised a great stag do, even though we did end up going to Dublin on Good Friday, which is when drinking's actually illegal and pubs are closed down for the day. Anyway, without further delay, my best man, Gareth Hawkins. Well done.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First firstly, I'd like to thank you all for coming here for this very special occasion. I'd like to take the opportunity to say what a fantastic day it's been so far. A stunning ceremony in a beautiful location, and Laura, you look incredible. I'd also like to take this moment to thank the bridesmaids as well for making sure Laura actually turned up to them. And I'm sure you'd agree with me that they all look stunning too, so thank you. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Gareth and I'm Steve's best man. I'm a little nervous today, as you can probably tell, so I've decided to model this speech on Stephen himself. It's quite short and it's not very funny, to be honest. That's the first one. Now, I recognise that as best man, it's my job to talk to you about the old times and let the bride know into what she's let herself in for. But to be honest with you, when I first met Steve at high school, we were about 14, and I didn't really like the guy. He was short, he was arrogant, and worst of all, he was a Manchester United fan. But to be fair to him, he has changed over the last few years. Now he's a short, arrogant Spurs fan. There you go. Now, in all seriousness, I know I just can't stand here all night taking the mickey out of Stephen. I do know it's tradition for me to sing his praises and to tell you all about his good qualities. The problem is I can't sing, I'm a terrible liar, so I'm stuck here, to be honest. What I will say, I've always admired him for a few things. Firstly, for his good looks. He's a good-looking bloke. He's got a lot of self-confidence, he's never nervous. Even at the place today, he said, I'm all okay, I'm ready for this. And he's tremendously composed as well. However, if you do know him well, you know he can be a bit lazy. And he's never rushed. But despite all of his bad points, he's very, very popular. In fact, I found out on the stag do that his colleagues at work, they've come up with a nickname. They call him God. Apparently, they have to pray that he turns up, and if he does any work, it's a bloody miracle. Now, we all know that Steve has always been one for the ladies. But, sorry. But how he managed to pull Laura is still a mystery to me. I remember him telling me a few years ago on a golf course in Cannock that he was dating a girl called Laura. And he told me that he met on the internet. I couldn't believe it. Who would have thought that these two would have been a match? Laura, a good-looking girl, dark-haired, intelligent, working at university. And Stephen, a 5'6" hobbit working in IT. Now, to be honest, I am a bit jealous, to be honest. As you can tell from his dapper appearance, he's always been a good-looking guy. In fact, if he had any brains, he'd be dangerous. But, unbelievably, when we were younger, his vanity was even worse. His favourite appliances in his bedroom were his TV, his PlayStation, and most of all, his hair straighteners. But to be fair to him, he has got some good qualities. I mean, he's a very good footballer. Was, yeah, sorry. As he's probably told you all many, many times, he's very proud of the fact that he actually played at Henson Football Ground, Keys Park, in a cup final for the Ascot Tavern. The one thing he probably didn't tell you was he started off as a substitute on the bench. He didn't come on to the 70th minute. He was so useless, he was stuck back off on the 80th. But
you didn't tell me that.
Despite all of this, he still remains very, very popular with the football lads. I've got a special message here from his old football manager, Rob. It's coming later. He says, apologies I couldn't make it in the day today. Congratulations from all of the Piper lads. Good luck to Laura in the future. I'm afraid that we found Spinks useless in most positions. But fingers crossed, hopefully you'll have more luck than we did later tonight, so... I don't know what he means by that. Now, enough about you. I want to take a moment to talk about Laura. For all of you who know Laura very well, she's an incredibly lovely girl. I actually became friends with Laura in sixth form at Norton Keynes when we both studied English. In our first lesson, I knew that she was a very special person who had become a very good friend. She was very library? That's too many wine, sorry. Vibrant, and a really genuine girl. Not in a million years would I have dreamed that she'd end up with him. As I say, opposites do attract, so there we go. In all seriousness, I've known Laura for 14 years now, and Stephen, you couldn't have picked a better wife. Our English teacher once said that she thought Laura was a negative influence on me. But there again, what the hell do teachers know? I'm a deputy head, by the way. Laura is one of the most incredibly funny, caring, beautiful women I've ever met, and she truly, truly deserves a good husband. So it's a bloody good job we tied her down before she got the chance to find one. Finally, here we go. Before I make the toast, I do have a few words of wisdom for the happy couple. Now we all know there's not just two people, two animals in this relationship. We can't forget their little dog Dexter. So my first piece of advice is to Laura. Make sure you treat Stephen just like you treat Dexter. Where's he going with this? Give him 3 meals a day, plenty of love and affection. And when he gets on your nerves, just throw him outside and lock the door. However, when he's been a really good boy, don't forget to treat him with the occasional bone. Sorry. I wrote that one myself, to be honest. Now, Stephen, my advice to you is simple. Just remember that the 5 rings of marriage are completely normal. Firstly comes the engagement ring, then the wedding ring. After today will come the suffering, the torturing, and the enduring. But don't worry. If you are wrong, just be a man and admit it. As I say, a man who is in the wrong says sorry is a very wise man. But a man who is right and still says sorry is just simply happily married. So ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to invite you all now to stand and raise your glasses to the new Mr. and Mrs. Spinks, to Stephen and Laura. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.